Hey everyone, Cole here with some words of motivation for those who are in the process of trying to navigate in this current job market for the tech industry. So, my hope with this video is to not only lift your spirits and give you some positive reinforcement, but to also let you know that you are more capable and you are worth more than you give yourself credit for. That's my main message with this video. So, as of right now, it is not uncommon to get on LinkedIn and see posts that read something like, I've applied to X amount of jobs for X amount of months, and I'm not getting any hits. I'm not getting any responses, no feedback, no interviews. And if I do get feedback, it is in the form of rejection emails. And I'm frustrated. So this is what they'll say. And then in that same post, they'll carve out a section that basically questions their self-worth as if the lack of response from employers somehow negates the experience that they have worked so hard in gaining up to that point. And personally, it just, that hurts me, because if there's one thing that you should never, ever question, it's your self-worth. And I'm going to give you an example of this to paint how silly this is to be in that frame of mind when it comes to, like I said, a lack of response from someone based off of the skills that you currently have. So I have played guitar for many years now, many years. And I know this, and I acknowledge this. And in addition to that, there is demonstrated proof of this, not just visually, but sonically. You take your pick. I'm scattered all throughout the interwebs, for better or for worse, to demonstrate my ability in playing guitar. Like, it's obvious. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say that I'm the greatest guitar player, but I know how to shred, okay? That's easy for me to acknowledge. But to paint this picture of how silly this is to question your own self-worth, let's say that I decided that I was going to submit a demo, which I've actually done this before. Let's say that I decided that I was going to submit a demo to a prominent metal record label of my choice. Metal Blade, Nuclear Blast, Century Media. Or let's say that I sent that same demo, to all three of these labels. A few weeks go by, a few months go by, and I don't get a response, even knowing that they're probably receiving 1 million demos a day. And some of them actually tell you this on their websites, that, please understand that the amount of demos that we get is not going to allow us to be able to respond to you within a reasonable time frame. But let's say I submit it and weeks, maybe months go by, I don't get a word back from them. And because I don't get any feedback from these metal record labels, that negates all of the skills that I have gained as a guitar player or even as a musician. All the skills that I worked so hard to gain and learn over the years is somehow negated on behalf of this label not responding back to me and, giving me feedback on the demo that I sent. Do you realize how silly that actually sounds? Because it is silly. And it hurts me so much to see people get to that point. And it's clear, like, that some of these folks that write this, it's clear that they have demonstrated proof. It's like they've forgotten about their resume. It's there in their resume. And yes, there's some things that your resume don't account for. The resume doesn't paint the whole picture. It doesn't paint the whole picture at all. But I challenge anyone to hold on for dear life when it comes to the skills that you have, and recognize that you are worth more than you give yourself credit for, especially when there is visual and documented proof to show you these things. So what's some advice that I could give you? Well, if you're really questioning this, okay, if you've completely forgotten about your resume that clearly shows these skills that you've gained, or if you've completely forgotten about any other documented proof of the experience that you've gained up to this point, try this. Everything that you do know about what you're going after, right? Write it down. Write it down on a sheet of paper. No matter how long it takes, if you can put some time in to account for the things that you know, and then sit back and read that thing, I have a feeling that you're going to forget about the fact, maybe you won't, maybe you'll feel silly after the fact that you question your own self-worth. You're going to forget about the fact that you just thought that, well, maybe I'm not qualified for this. Because I see that a lot too. That's part of this where, they'll say, well, maybe I'm not cut out for it, which again is absolutely silly. You were cut out for it. It doesn't matter if it's 10 weeks of experience, 2 weeks of experience, 8 years of experience. You have experience and you know more today than you did yesterday. Okay? That's how it works. You learn, you grow. So just because you have not received any feedback from a potential employer does not negate the experience that you've worked so hard to gain up to this point. So just remember that. Just hopefully some words of motivation. I try not to be too strict on this because I totally get where people are coming from. But as soon as you start questioning your self-worth, that's where I draw the line, my friend. Know your worth. It sounds silly, it sounds cliche, but truly know your worth. And if you're questioning it, like I said, write it down on a piece of paper, however long it takes to put that back in your mind that, oh, okay, well, I do know what I'm talking about. So just remember that. I hope this reaches the right person, and I know it's hard, I know it's difficult, but you got to keep going. But just whatever you do, please don't question your self-worth.